Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, managing editor of Canada's Entrepreneur. Joining me today is founder and CEO of Canada's Entrepreneur, Phil Bliss. Thanks, Phil, for joining us.
Thanks, Mario. It's been quite a journey to get to this new height, if you like. It's
And
good.
let's talk about that. Maybe explain, first of all, what Canada's Entrepreneur is and how it came about.
Well, we've been doing this for 9 years, and I think that, oh, sorry, for 8 years, and I think the key thing is we're about entrepreneurs. I mean, and therefore, Canada's Entrepreneur I think, is even more focused on providing knowledge and information to Canadian business creators. In fact, we're really about cause-based marketing for entrepreneurs, and I know that that's what drives you, but it's what also drives me.
Yeah. One of the big things too, I don't think people realize is the percentage of businesses in Canada that are entrepreneurs. Right. I think numbers out there like 96% of business in Canada are small business, right?
Yeah, and with everything that's happening with our American friends, and I'm still going to call them friends because I have so many friends down there. It is going to change the structure of business in Canada, across Canada, I like to say, and I think it's going to develop even more entrepreneurial ventures because out of adversity comes new innovation, and that's business innovation, all kinds of innovation, and I'm excited actually to see the changes and to follow them and tell people about them.
Can you talk a little bit, first of all, Phil, about, the journey and how this all started and way back and why and how we
Well, I'm an entrepreneur, and I came over to this country after a fairly successful career in Scotland, and uh, within 4 years, I was independent in this country, and so I've been independent most of my uh, mid mid to elder life, if you like, and I think that's allowed me to really get to the heart of this, and I created it. As I said, 7 or 8 years ago now, because I felt, that, and I'm not trying to denigrate people, but the podcasts, media, you and I grew up in the media, the business media, weren't, and there was sort of already the online stuff was blowing up the big post media, it was blowing them up, and I felt we were in danger of not covering entrepreneurs across Canada, not just entrepreneurs who are tech or from university, but high street entrepreneurs, farmers, those kind of things. And so the real goal for me was to show just how diverse entrepreneurship is. It isn't I think that people, even today, people think of it as being, you know, it's a tech thing or it's a this thing, but it's like, as you were just saying, those high street guys, those high street stores you go to, they're all entrepreneurs. Or 80% of them are entrepreneurs. They're not working for somebody, they're working for themselves. And that's really, I think, what we've captured in the last 8 years is at least some of that spirit. And we've also kept it regional. So, I'm here in Ontario, you're over in Alberta, and I think we cover our own little territories pretty well, and therefore people get to meet and hear others, in other parts of the country, and I think that's really cool.
so when you look at Canada's entrepreneur, maybe Phil describe the different elements to it and what makes up. uh, this media.
I think what we realized towards the middle of last year was we created an incredibly loyal following. I mean, we have magnificent interaction and participation with our audience. So we realized we'd kind of created something that was really becoming an entrepreneurial community media platform, like a peer-based network, and a really a hub for entrepreneurs. So really, with Canada's Entrepreneur, what we wanted to do was address that even more, accurately. So bringing in, as we said, a knowledge hub with MasterClasses, coaching, advisors, all kinds of things to help people achieve their goals. And that's really what we are. So we're providing sort of content that people can do it and listening to them and providing interaction between them. So I think not everything is live yet, but I think over the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to be, it's a bit of a transformation from where we were to where we're going to be over the next 3 to 6 months. And, with our audience of, what is it now, about 100,000 really involved people, I think that we might double that over the next year. So I'm pretty excited by it. So, and I just like to thank everybody that's been involved for being, you know, keep taking a look at us and listening and viewing what we present.
What would you say, Phil, the goal is of Canada's Entrepreneur?
Well, our goal is to make entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs more successful and to tell their stories. That's the most valuable thing. You learn from others, and you know how much we get people listening to stuff and things like that. And some of those stories that we tell, that no, we don't tell them, our entrepreneurs tell them, some of them are pretty damned impressive. And you can learn. It's like, oh, I never thought of that. And I mean, I've been an entrepreneur for 40 plus years, and it's like, I I, I would say, at least 4 or 5 times a quarter, I get like, whoa, that's awesome. So that's really what it's about.
Let's talk. You kind of mentioned the reach. Maybe talk a little bit more so our viewers and our listeners out there understand what the reach is, a full reach of Canada's
Well,
on.
the reason we became Canada's Entrepreneur was to reflect what we are. I called it community media, but we're really a technically we're a multi-channel media network. So yes, we have podcasts, but first of all, they're video and audio. Okay. Secondly, you of all people know that we have our news channel, which you're the managing editor of, and we go out to 100,000 subscribers twice a month, and we get, you know 35 to 40% interaction with that, which is amazing numbers. And it's constant. It doesn't go away. It's not like flash in the pan. It just stays at that. And then as well, some of the newscasts that you do, once, twice a week, get, I think, first of all, they're extremely informative. And secondly, we know they're informative because people open them up and listen to them, and they really enjoy them. They're getting informed. So that's it.
So, in closing, Phil, I just, what's your message to entrepreneurs out there, and how can they become part of the family, so to speak?
Well, yeah, I think the first thing is, we'd like to thank all the entrepreneurs that have sort of taken us to this, you know, pretty impressive media performance, and realize that what we're trying to do is give you what I term inspirational insights. Oh, and we get inspirational insights from our audience all the time. So, it's great. We speak to some of the brightest minds, the most innovative people in businesses that Canada has to offer. And we just want to keep doing the same. And as I said, providing cause-based marketing content for the entrepreneurs that follow us, basically.
All right, wonderful. Thanks, Phil, for joining us today.
Okay, thanks, Mario.
Right, that was Phil Bliss, founder and CEO of Canada's Entrepreneur. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, managing editor of Canada's Entrepreneur. Thanks for joining us today.